Hi, I'm Chase Sten. I'm the station manager here at Channel 18, Saline's community television network. Today I'm joined by Downtown Development Director Art Trapp, not Downtown Director.
That's right.
Made that distinction. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. And yourself?
Pretty well.
Good.
So to start off, let's talk about what you do as Downtown Development Director.
Well, back in 2005, the city completed a blueprint study, and there were numerous recommendations that came out of that study. And one of them was to have a person hired and responsible for trying to develop the downtown. They weren't very specific on all the activities and things that the person needed to do, but in general it was to focus on bringing new businesses in, handling the new website, and doing some of the events and activities. And it's kind of morphed over the years into what I'm doing today, which is a lot of the activities. I do the Saline website. I try to meet with new businesses or people interested in new businesses, and then trying to fill the vacant spaces in the downtown area.
Wow. And so, how did your background bring you to that position?
Well, I was a commercial banker for 34 years. I've been in a variety of situations in communities. I also have a real estate background, and then I just enjoy doing things. And the hiring of me was kind of, I don't want to say accidental, but yeah, it actually was, and I kind of applied at the last minute and got an interview and was selected. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, loving it now?
Yeah.
That's great. And so at the moment of us shooting it's October 26th, 2011, obviously. So let's talk about some of the events that are coming up in the fall. I have a little list you gave me, no particular order, I don't think, but first one is the tree lighting ceremony.
Yeah, about 6 years ago, a couple of us got together and said, well, they can do a tree lighting in downtown New York. Why can't we do one here? And we have a tree every year in front of the Key Bank, and it's decorated, and the DPW puts lights on it, but that was pretty much the extent of it. And so what we did is we got a few people together, we got some music, we got some hot chocolate, some cookies and things like that, and we had a 15-minute tree lighting ceremony. Last year, and in subsequent years, I've been able to find a citizen or someone to donate a tree. We decorate the tree the night before. Mrs. Latch's first and second grade art class, they make about 150 ornaments.
Oh my gosh.
And then we buy, regular ornaments, and then we put them on the trees the night before, and then we, because there's so many kids involved that make the ornaments, they come to see their ornaments that they made and show their parents, and their names are on the back, and so we do a little 15-minute Christmas carol singing. We make a big deal out of flipping the switch. One of the volunteers had a board, and he put a wagon handle on it, and we put some wires on it, and we attach it to the light pole there. Doesn't connect to anything, but it's to the light pole, and it looks like it's connected.
Yeah.
And then what I do is we have the countdown, and the countdown is somebody under the tree with the plug to plug it in. We have somebody at each of the switches for turning the lights and the trees on, and so we have this cell phone connection thing. We make the countdown, and all the lights come on, and everybody goes ooh and ah. And then we have a few more Christmas carols and some hot chocolate and cocoa, and wrap up and go home. So
that's great.
And we're always looking for volunteers to help decorate the tree, which would be this year, December 1st. On a Thursday night at 7 o'clock. So if anyone's interested in help decorating the Christmas tree out there, come join us. It's fun. So.
Okay. And how would they find out, or what channels would they go through to volunteer?
Oh, just come.
Just come.
Yeah, or they can call me or click into bsaline.com and send me a little note that says that you'll be there. That's fine.
Yeah.
Many as we can get.
Yeah.
So
come on out. We also have Saline Holiday Parade coming up.
36th annual Saline Holiday Parade is Saturday, December 3rd at 5:30. I can talk about this forever, but this year we're going to limit it to 65 units. In the past, we've had as many as 80. It gets to be a little long with that many, especially if it's cold, rainy, or wet. But we have high school bands. We have a hot air balloon. We've had the Shriners with their little cars that they drive. Obviously, you have the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts, Pooh Corner. Just as numbers, most years we have 1,600 people in the parade.
Wow.
35 animals and 60 to 80 units. I did a little research a little while back, and for the last 11 years I have been the announcer of the parade, and we've had 18,950 people in the parade in 11 years.
Wow.
Now these are all, well, I won't say all Saline citizens, but the majority are.
Yeah.
Because we'll get a band from like Manchester or someplace else, or a drum line from someplace, and it just makes it fun and exciting. So a couple of the stories that go along with the parade. 1999, I was helping line the parade up, which is a whole job unto its own.
Yeah.
And I came down to the Four Corners, and there was somebody that had a Mr. Microphone and was telling the folks about what they were seeing in front of them. Well, you could hear two people over, and the third person couldn't hear.
Yeah.
So in 2000, I made the suggestion that we hire a professional audio company to come in and set up speakers and so forth, and then the question of who was going to announce. And so anyways, I said, well, I'll do it this year, mistakenly.
For 1 year.
For 1 year. But now we do the same thing, and you can hear the announcements at least a block and a half away.
Wow.
In all directions. And it just lets folks know. One of the things that we did new last year is we put the blow-up screen on top of the Brecken grill.
Okay.
And you were able to see the parade from that point of view down the block. And so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we've done new things every year, and we keep trying to do new things to keep it interesting and fun. So
Yeah, and I'll be out there this year.
Yeah,
First year, taping it.
Yeah. I'm out on the street.
Yeah.
I take the microphone and I walk around through the units or the people, and like the mayor, I'll give the mayor the chance to say hello. And the Grand Marshal this year is Jack Seo, who was the former Deputy Chief of Police in Saline. And just pass the microphone around and let other people. We've had Bubba from the W4 radio station come, and Bubba's always fun. He'll always say something and get the crowd going, and so it makes it a fun afternoon. Well, it's really evening, but and everything gets lit up, and it just makes it.
Yeah, it's great. Need volunteers for that?
Always.
Always?
Yeah, if you want to volunteer for the Saline Holiday Parade, there's numerous tasks that need to be done. You can call the Chamber of Commerce, which is 429-4494, and ask for Mary Alice, and give her your name, and tell her what time you're available, and come and help us out. We have people who marshal the crowd. We also have people who handle the barricades. We move barricades. We just have a whole raft of volunteer positions that need to be filled, and so.
Yeah. Always need bodies.
Always need bodies, yep. And like I said, and then afterwards, anybody that works on the parade is invited to our afterglow, which is probably the best kept secret party going in Saline.
But now not a secret.
Well, a lot of people know about it, but you're welcome to come too and join us. And so, yeah, it's good. Last year we had the Derby Girls, the Detroit Derby Girl roller skating.
Okay.
And they came and they occupied a table, and they had a lot of fun. And
oh, I'm sure.
So
that's
anyway.
great. Next event is Santa's Village at Stone Arch.
Yeah, and when Santa comes through Michigan Avenue to the Four Corners, Santa gets the key to the city, which has always been a challenge because it depends on the crowd as to whether they're milling around or they're in a mass exodus to leave because the weather's so poor.
Yeah.
But anyways, Santa gets down off the sleigh and then walks to the Stone Arch on South Ann Arbor Street. And then we have Santa's Village set up there where they get their picture taken and they get a little bag of goodies and a chance to sit on Santa's knee and chat about what they like. And that's always been fun. We've had anywhere from 100 to 300 kids
Wow.
go through that and follow Santa down to Stone Arch. So
Always
looking forward to that.
Always the same Santa, or
Well, it's same Santa for 25 years.
wow.
And then we had an interim Santa for 1 year, and now we've had the same Santa for about 4 years. So
Okay.
a good story about Santa is Santa had this little girl sitting on his lap, and she said, "My daddy has a watch just like that." Turned out to be, it was Santa's daughter. She didn't recognize him.
Didn't
So.
recognize him. And so then we also have treasure trails to Santa.
Treasure Trails to Santa is at the Bush Shopping Center, and that's from 10 to 3. I'm sorry, 10 to 2, I think it is this year. And it's the opportunity for kids to come and see Santa. Usually we have a reindeer there, we have some other animals there, a carriage ride, and then the opportunity to go in among all the stores in the Bush Shopping Center, get your little card punched, and then you're eligible for drawing prizes. And so that's worked out very well. All this is done, all of the holiday stuff is done through the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
They are the ones that put it on, but it's all paid for by the business community.
Okay.
The businesses in the downtown area, the industrial parks, we couldn't do it without them. And the city also kicks in through EDC
Okay.
some funding for the holiday activities. This year's budget is $13,900. We are not there yet, but
Okay.
we're getting close. We have a few more folks to contact, and hopefully we'll hit our budget number. And the idea of having a separate group that does the fundraising, which is me, lets us plan a little better. If we can know how much money we have, we know how much we can spend on the different things.
Yeah.
We try to help some of the groups like the Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, and we want them to build a float. We're able to give them some money to do that.
Okay.
We're also able to hire out and get another high school band or another drum line, or like the Shriners cars or whatever. And so it takes money, but the community has been very, very generous over the last 11 years I've been doing it, and has helped us from the Chamber of Commerce's point of view to make it all happen. And
That's great. Is there any way if, Saline citizens wanted to donate, they'd...
Chamber of Commerce,
Chamber of Commerce.
429-4494. And if you want to write a check and you want to call and either send it or call, and I'll come pick it up like I did yesterday at one of our new businesses in town, Advanced Emergency Care there,
Okay.
up on Michigan Avenue. They indicated they wanted to donate, and so jumped in my car, rode up there, and picked up a check. And I'm happy to do that anywhere. So.
Oh, great. And both events, volunteers, just like the others? Needed?
Yep. Yeah. The Treasure Trails is a pretty static group, but they can always use help. I mean, some of the help is to set out the cocoa, the donuts, the coffee, whatever else, and then to help with the carriage rides. So.
Great. Is there anything else you'd like to mention, events or anything else citizens want to be part of?
Well, the biggest event that is the Saline Holiday Parade, and that pretty much ends the year along with the Treasure Trails to Santa. But starting in January 28th, is the second annual Winterfest.
Okay.
Winterfest was a new event that I was asked to put together last year, and we tried to do a bunch of things. Ice carving, we had a 5K race, we had a reenactment ceremony, we had some activities for the kids. We had Rory, the Lions mascot come and
wow.
help us out. But the big activity was in the afternoon where we had the Snowman Building Championship of the Free World. And what that was a contest between the city of Saline, the city of Zeeland, and the city of St. Clair. And you had 2 hours with 50 people to build as many 4-foot snowmen as you could.
Wow.
And so this all came about because the guy from St. Clair and I were chatting at one of the meetings that we were at, and we were both kind of stuck for a new winter event. And
Yeah.
so this just grew out of that conversation, and we said, well, let's do a challenge and build snowmen or something. So we did that, and then sitting behind us was the lady from Zeeland who said, I'll come and help, or I'll compete too. And so the idea was that we'd build these snowmen, and then at 4 o'clock on that Saturday, which was the 29th this year, we said we'd email each other and give results. And so I went back to my office and got the first email, and it was Zeeland, and they did 116. And they were pretty proud of themselves. They figured they had it made. And so next email came was from St. Clair, and they said they had 286. And they said, wow, that was really good. And so I had those 2 emails, and then, no, it was 268, and ours was 486. And so we blew them away. We had each put in $100, and we had this 4-foot trophy called Frosty, which has been around town, different places, and will be around town. It was carved by somebody in St. Clair, and that was the trophy. And so we had this ceremony where they brought Frosty to Saline, and like I said, I've had it at different places, different meetings. Right now it's at the New Horizon Salon in downtown. I think it's going to Comerica tomorrow, but not sure. I have to make arrangements yet. But
any plans for any other cities to challenge this
we're
year?
going to have Douglas, the city of Douglas, and right now Three Rivers is trying to put their stuff together, so we'll have 5 communities competing. This is all down at Henny Field, and I know last year we had a couple hundred people there, 50 doing the work, and about 150 watching and egging them on, and it was fun. I mean, we had snowmen all over the place. So there's some great pictures of it. I don't know, Tran took some pictures and others, and I don't know what to say. I was so tired when it was over. I couldn't believe. So it was a good event. It was a good first-year event, and we had the ice skating rink, which also will be in place at Henny Field. The new liner that we ordered came in yesterday. Sidewalls will go up here by the end of the month, and then the new liner will go in, and then as soon as the weather turns cold enough to freeze, we will put water in it, and it will be available for ice skating. So
that's great.
And that's in front of the clock down at Henny Field. So
okay. Well, I think following the program, we'll put up all the dates and times for the events we mentioned.
Okay.
As we said, go out, volunteer, donate if you can.
Yeah, donate if you can. That'd really be good.
Yeah. Any way you can help. And I want to thank you for coming in. Art Trapp, Downtown Development Director.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
This has been an SCTN production.